Sweetwater is an incredible human being. As she expressed to you, she was raised traditionally. She has the knowledge of her people. And she takes that knowledge out because she cares about Mother Earth. And she takes that knowledge out, and she takes that knowledge out, and it is making a difference. She's very involved in Idle No More. She is the Idle No More of Washington person, I would say. She's part of Idle No More Washington. And with that, I could say a lot of things about her, but I really want to let her speak, and I want her to feel how women can open their hearts and their minds and cross all of the chasms that exist between us, because Sweetwater does it all the time.
Goodness, Chief, thank you for your kind words and your support. And first I want to acknowledge and thank all the young people here, our young women who made it here today to show up, and for all the good work that you're doing, because you're our next generation. And we're counting on you, and just thank you for being here, and thank my young sister here for doing all the good work she's doing. So I'm here to talk about Idle No More Washington. And is everybody here familiar with Idle No More? Pretty much? Okay, I don't need to go into that, because I remember when it first started out, I would be at rallies or marches somewhere, and I guess I look approachable, so people would come up to me and say, "What's going on? What is this?" You know, a bunch of natives drumming and singing and signs and stuff. I said, "Oh, it's an Idle No More event." And they would ask me, "I don't know anymore?" I said, "Maybe you don't." No, I didn't say that. So Idle No More mainly focuses on the environment, but I also help support other causes within the Native community when I'm called upon and feel, pulled and called to do this work. And so originally, kind of started out, a friend of mine invited me to do a prayer meditation. And it was to protect the Arctic, since we had a couple ships here in Seattle that were heading up to the Arctic. This was in 2012, I believe, or 2011 originally. And so he asked me to lead a prayer, and we were going there just to meditate and pray for that. And I think they got word of it, and they thought we were having a big protest there. And that day I could feel the power, and that's what I teach, is spiritual activism, and that's what that we really need. It's time for the spiritual people to become active, and the activists become spiritual, and incorporate that. And they thought we were having a big protest there, and those ships left that morning. But we decided to stay and go ahead and do our prayer meditation. 2 hours long. So that day when we were praying, I could feel the power. I could feel Spirit moving that day. And we prayed for everything, the animals, the ice, the people, the lands, everything we could think of. Even the people going up there, their ships, the CEO, it was Shell going up there. And when I pray it, the way I describe it is, it's like light coming down, like shining a big light on someone. And just like energy, as you know, like energy attracts like energy. And when they're putting out those bad intentions, there's a big light shining on them. It has nowhere to go but back to them. And that's the way I would describe what happened. So everything went wrong. They couldn't get a permit. Their ships kept breaking down. They lost one of their ships, and there was a big storm in Alaska. There was like 40-foot waves. I'm from Alaska, so I know that kind of weather. And it was lost for 3 days up on the rocks. And they left, and they postponed it. They ended up getting a different CEO, and now they're thinking about trying it again. And so I'll have to go and do another prayer and meditation on that.
Just let us know.
We'll do it. Because they're going to be actually here in Seattle. Well, that's a sad part, too. So we have a lot of opportunity. So anyway, after that, the next following year, my friend invited me to come again. But he wanted to try to get more natives to come and get them involved. And I said, you know what? Actually, I don't think many natives will come to a non-native event like this. He was talking about a rally. And so pretty soon I ended up taking it over. It was my good friend Carlo Voli who invited me. And at first he was a little upset. It's like, gee, Sweetwater, seems like you're taking this over. I said, I am. But I said, you know, we honor the Duwamish people, Suquamish people. I said, this very first event that we'll have would be all spiritual. Lay the foundation for the work that will follow. And so we went to Gasworks Park, and that day, that's what we did. It was President's Day weekend. There was a big action in Washington, D.C. and all over the country. And so that was my first idle event, and I have not been idle ever since. Well, actually, I don't think I've ever been idle, but... So a lot of the work I do is bridge building, I call it. Because we're all in this together. It's time for all of us to come together to support one another. And that's what I'm happy to see here today. Many people from many walks of life, as it's all impacting and all connected. And so I'm teaching my brothers and sisters and non-natives how to work with Native people, because we have a different way of activism. You know, our activism is over a 500-year resistance. And so I teach about the history of colonization, healing from historical trauma and oppression, what spiritual activism means, and how to work with Native people doing this activism. So, you know, everybody is invited to that, and if you're on Facebook, I Don't Know More Washington is a place that will be posting that. So anyway, I just wanted to share that.